implementation of NExT has been deferred till further direction. It is a big victory of the students' movement. We congratulate to all the students, doctors, teachers, parents for participating and organizing movement against NExT. We should be keep in mind that NExT has been deferred under pressure of the movement. We should be prepared that in future, if any attempt is there to introduce NExT again, then we have to build up countrywide strong movement.
Good evening, everybody. At first, I welcome all the speakers of this convention hosted by All India Democratic Students Organization, All India Committee. Friends, as you know, after a long drawn battle, after a long drawn struggle, the NExT exam, which was imposed upon the medical students of this country, was withdrawn this year. And at first, I'm congratulating all the medical students, doctors, paramedicals, and public at large who have taken participation in this movement, in this struggle. As you know, NExT is a very undemocratic, anti-student, and very anti-student policy, anti-student method, which has been imposed upon the students of this country, medical students of this country. Simply, this exam will be based on high quality multiple choice questions, and students will be forced to leave their traditional pattern of reading books, and they will opt for coaching centers. So from the beginning, AIDSO has taken up this movement. When NMC bill was introduced, all through the nation, the movement was geared up by AIDSO. At the initiative of AIDSO, many medical students from different medical colleges of this country have unleashed their struggle. And soon after the introduction of NMC bill in the parliament, NAF NMC committee was also formed. Along with the AIDSO, Medical Service Center, the only organization of this country which has been spearheading the movement all through the years, has also played an active role. And today we are having with us many speakers. I welcome them all to this convention. We are having 12 speakers from different parts of the country, medical students and AIDSO All India leaders, Dr. Shubhankar Chatterjee, MSc Medical Service Center All India Secretary Dr. Anshuman Mitra, NAF NMC All India Secretary Dr. Biplab Chandra, and many medical students from Odisha, Agartala, Tripura, West Bengal, Rajasthan, Haryana, and from Delhi. There are several speakers from different medical colleges. They will brief their experiences and they will opine their views in this convention. I am congratulating them and I am inviting one after them to complete their speech within a stipulated time period, because this convention will be completed within a very short period. So at first, I am requesting Nasim Parvez, who is a medical student of MKCG Medical College of Odisha. He is a student from 2019 batch. I am requesting him, Mr. Nasim Parvez, to give his views to the students, to the medical fraternities of this country. Mr. Nasim Parvez, I am requesting him to complete his speech within 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Good evening, sir. I hope everyone can hear me. My fellow doctors and all those who helped us during this deep, dark peril. I'd like to thank everyone and mostly AIDSO that you stood with us at this time of need when this country implementing a half-baked, half-thought, irresponsible and erratic decision on the medical fraternity. Though we all know that it was copied from USMLE or something like that that we are aware of. But that half coaching would have led us to the coaching trap that eventually would have forced us to study and change everything that we have done so far. Even our licensing would have been a very big issue. None thought of us what to help, who to help, no one. We were totally blindfolded. In the name of giving a description, a decision was imposed on us, and we were in peril. And still now, many are in peril as we have received no confirmation from them, no written. But the 2019 batch stood, fought, and with the help of AIDSO, I thank you all very much that you stood for us. And now we are at a stage that we feel safe for the first time. In the duration of a few months, we feel finally safe. Thank you, AIDSO. Thank you, everyone that supported this movement. Thank my fellow medical students who came up with such a moment that united all of us. For the first time, such a mass movement in my life that I have seen by the students that was helping us to fight, which no one was standing to fight for us. I hope everyone will contribute, and in the future, everyone will offer their strength so that we can fight such perils for the medical fraternity, so that we can be motivated enough to serve for the country with respect and with experience. I hope that we will create a better medical fraternity with your help. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Nasim Parvez, for your views. I think you will be playing active role in the future, in the coming days, till the NExT is completely withdrawn. We are expecting you from such actions. Thank you. Now I am inviting Mr. Ayan Sarkar. He is a student from Agartala Government Medical College, Tripura. He has played an active role during this movement. I am inviting him to put his views.
Very good afternoon, everyone. And I want to congratulate all the members of AIDSO and Medical Service Center for standing behind all the final year MBBS students of 2019 batch. And I want to congratulate all the batch students and whoever supported us in this movement. Then when the next seminar was conducted on 27th of June, we are sent in the mid of the ocean without any surviving kit. The AIDSO and MSc came with that surviving kit, which is a protest movement, and we have conducted the movement throughout the country. And we are very much helpless in between. So we have to do very much protest activities, and this gives us a boost. I think so that the health ministry and the NMC have to postpone it. Right now, still they have deferred it, not the true meaning of the deferred and the what will be the future batches, and it's not came yet. So I want to say that we have to do further movement against NExT, and so that it will be totally scrapped for the futures. So this much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ayan Sarkar. You have played an active role, we know, and we are expecting you will be playing the same role in the coming days in continuing the movement to complete for the complete withdrawal of the NMC bill and NExT exam. So we are expecting from this action from your side, and again thanking you. Now I am inviting Mr. Ramachandra Sharma. He is from North Bengal Medical College, West Bengal. He is a student of the 2019 batch. He has played a very active role during the movement, both in NAF NMC and during the NExT exam. And I am requesting him to share his experiences, to give his views for the future course of action, and about the implications, bad implications of NExT. Mr. Ramachandra Sharma.
Hello. Hello, I am Ramchandra Sharma from final year student of North Bengal Medical College and Hospital. First of all, thank to AIDSO जो कि ये कठिन ये समय में हमारा यहाँ पे साथ देने के लिए जब ये 2000 जब ये नेक्स्ट का अनाउंसमेंट जब हुआ था तो उस समय में ये देखा गया था कि ये हमारे जो कि बैचमेट है साथ साथ में हम लोग ये बहुत ही यहाँ पे ये चिंता में पड़ गए थे कि आगे क्या होगा। आखिरकार ये जो कि हम लोग का सीजन जो कि पहले से ही शुरू वहाँ पे हो चुका था, आखिरकार ये बीच में अचानक से एक नए सीजन में ये नेक्स्ट को लाके हमारे ऊपर एक एक्स्ट्रा करके बर्डन यहाँ पे आ रहा था। तो बाकी सब लोग बहुत यहाँ पे ये चिंतित थे, एंग्जाइटी में थे, डिप्रेशन में थे और साथ साथ में ये भी सभी बोल रहे थे कि आखिरकार ये पुरुष करके क्या होगा, आखिरकार अब ये कुछ नहीं हो सकता और जो होगा देखा जाएगा। लेकिन फिर मैंने सुना कि AIDSO के साथ एक इनिशिएटिव यहाँ पे एक लिया गया है, तो जिसमें लगभग ये 1 जुलाई से लेकर 7 जुलाई तक एक प्रोटेस्ट वीक आयोजित किया गया था। तो उसमें तो ये हमने तो पार्टिसिपेट किया, साथ साथ में हमारे सभी लोग जो बैचमेट जो लोगों को मिल के साथ में हमारे कॉलेज में एक प्रोटेस्ट भी हुआ था। तो धीरे धीरे यहाँ पे ये देखा गया कि ये एक छोटा सा जो कि एक इनिशिएटिव ये धीरे धीरे करके एक ऑल इंडिया में एक मूवमेंट का एक यहाँ पे रोल ले लिया। तो फिर और आखिरी में यहाँ पे देखा गया है कि ये इतना सारा विरोध के बाद, इतना सारा प्रोटेस्ट के बाद आखिरकार ये नेक्स्ट जो कि है ये डिफर किया गया और यहाँ पे एक्चुअली यहाँ पे 2019 के लिए तो कैंसिल किया गया। तो ये बोलना चाहूँगा कि 2020 वाले जो कि बैच है, जो कि आने वाले जो कि बैच है, तो वो भी एक साथ यहाँ पे खड़े हो, साथ में इसको लेके एक अलग एक बड़ा एक मूवमेंट यहाँ पे क्रिएट करें, तो जिसके कारण ये उन लोग के बैच और आगे जो भी बैच में आने वाले हैं तो उन लोग के लिए यहाँ पे कैंसिल किया जाए। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Ramachandra Singh, Sharma. I am now requesting Mr. Lakhyaraj Singh, SMS Medical College, Rajasthan. He is a student of 2021 and he has played an important role in the movement against NExT. He will share his experiences before the audience and I am requesting him, please start your talk, give your views in a very small time period. Mr. Lakhyaraj Singh, please start. I think he's not there. So again, I am requesting Mr. Saifur Rahman. He is from Baba Saheb Ambedkar Medical College. Sorry. I am requesting Lobhesh Dagar, Alfara Medical College, Faridabad, Haryana. He is a student of 2019 batch. Mr. Lobhesh Dagar. Okay, due to certain problems, he is not joining. He may join after a few minutes. So, Mr. Saifur Rahman, are you there? Are you listening to me? Mr. Saifur Rahman from Baba Saheb Ambedkar College, New Delhi. Are you getting me? Please, if you are getting me, then start your views, start your talk. So he is not joining. Next, I am requesting Madhav Bhatt. Are you getting me? Madhav Bhatt.
Yes, sir.
From Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru Medical College and Hospital, Chamba, Himachal Pradesh. Madhav Bhatt,
Yes, sir.
please give your views, experiences, and the bad implications of NExT. Please
sir.
start your opinion, giving your opinion.
Okay, sir. So first of all, I just want to say a quote that there is nothing impossible for them who try and who work hard. Good evening, sir. I would like to first of all, I would like to thanks AIDSO for guiding us and for organizing protests in all over the country and because of that, NMC have given a notification that the next is deferred till for the further instructions, sir. So as we know that we have all have worked hard day and night, especially the AIDSO organization during our protest against the implementation of the next exam. With due respects, I just want to clarify one thing is that no one is afraid of the exam, sir. First of all, that we have given the NEET exam. We have cracked the NEET exam. That's why we are in medical colleges. But the point is that the implementation of the exam at a wrong time for a wrong batch. Like this exam was implemented for us when we're all of us are in middle of our session, sir. So there was problem regarding that. Moreover is that, sir, this was an exam in which we have to score more than 50% in each subject, and with a negative marking rules in the background. So this was the problem. Moreover is that the infrastructure in all the medical colleges are not same. The teaching is not same. In fact, the clinical exposure is not same. So how NMC like organization, they can just check all the clinical knowledge of students at the same time, at the same place. So it is not possible, sir. So under the supervision of organization like AIDSO, we the 2019 batch of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru Government Medical College Chamba, we organize a protest. We invited the media. We share our views, and we also united all the medical colleges of Himachal Pradesh. There are 7 medical colleges in Himachal Pradesh. So we had made a WhatsApp group of more than 500 plus students, and in that also we share our experience. We share our views regarding the next exam. We united all of them. So by this, sir, I just want to say one thing, that this is not end. We have to be united in future also, in each and every possible situation, because as a doctor and as a medical student, we will definitely face more problems in the future. So even small drops of water can make the full ocean. So we as a student community and all the doctors need to be united to fight against every situation that will be on us. So thank you for all of us for your contribution, and congratulations to all of you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Mr. Madhav Bhatt, for your opinion, for your experiences, and we are expecting you will be playing an active role during the coming days in the movement against NExT, and we are expecting you will organize the students of your base for the future movements. Thanking you. Now I am inviting Mr. Nitish Kumar from MGM Medical College, Kishanganj, Bihar. He is a student of 2021 batch. He has played an important role during the movement. I am requesting him to give his views in 5 minutes. Mr. Nitish Kumar. Probably he is not joining due to some technicalities, problems related to technical matters. So now the time has come to invite Dr. Anirban Bhomik. He is the president of Resident Doctors Association, Baba Saheb Ambedkar Medical College. Sorry. Nitish, have you joined? Are you getting me? Yes. So Nitish from MGM Medical College, Kishanganj, Bihar. He is a student of 2021 batch. I am requesting him to give his views briefly. Mr. Nitish, please start.
Good evening, all of you. मैं नीतीश कुमार MBBS 19 बैच का माता गुजरी मेमोरियल मेडिकल कॉलेज किशनगंज का छात्र हूँ। सर्वप्रथम आप सभी को मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ कि आप सभी ने पूरे मन और निष्ठा से नेक्स्ट एग्जाम के विरोध में आप सबों ने स्ट्राइक किया, ताकि गवर्नमेंट ने MCI को भंग करके नेशनल NMC बनाया। तो हम सब 2019 बैच के छात्र जो ओल्ड करिकुलम से चल रहे थे, NMC ने किसी भी तरह का रिटर्न नोटिफिकेशन हम सबको नहीं दिया, और हम सबका जब मेरा कोर्स शुरू हो गया तब NMC ने एक गैजेट बना के हम सबको नेक्स्ट एग्जाम के लिए नोटिस दिया गया। या नेक्स्ट एग्जाम के तहत अगर बात करें तो फाइनल ईयर का क्लिनिकल सब्जेक्ट के बारे में बोल रहे हैं, और 10% जो है नॉन क्लिनिकल सब्जेक्ट भी आएंगे। नेक्स्ट एग्जाम के लिए हम सबको काफी कम समय दिया जा रहा था। तो यह पूरी स्टूडेंट के हित में नहीं था, क्योंकि जो मेडिकल साइंस है ये दूसरे साइंस से काफी अलग है। ये टोटली क्लिनिकल ओरिएंटेड है और 19 सब्जेक्ट की प्रिपरेशन करने के लिए हम सबको समय चाहिए था। कम समय के लिए हम सबको फोर्सफुली दिया गया था। इस एग्जाम को रोकने के लिए जो AIDSO ने काफी जोर से इसका विरोध किया। इसके लिए मैं पुनः AIDSO के हर एक मेंबर को मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं कि आप सबने छात्र हित में देखते हुए इसका जो विरोध किया, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। नेक्स्ट एग्जाम पूरी तरह से जो मेडिकल स्टूडेंट के लिए अच्छी नहीं है। इस एग्जाम को अगर लाना है तो पहले आप उन तमाम मेडिकल कॉलेज के जितने भी डीन है, प्रिंसिपल है, फैकल्टी है, आप उन सभी से एक बार विचार विमर्श कर ले और तब इस पे काम किया जाए, अन्यथा ये फोर्सफुली स्टूडेंट के लिए होगा। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Mr. Nitish. We are expecting you will be playing an active role during the in the coming days to spearhead the movement against NExT. Thank you. Now I am inviting Dr. Anirban Bhaumik. He is the president of President Doctors Association, Babasaheb Ambedkar Medical College. He is a strong leader. He has spearheaded the movement in Delhi. He has made the NMC officials and submitted the memorandums on behalf of All India Committee. So he is an active student leader. Now I am inviting Dr. Anirban Bhaumik to give his views, share his experiences, and his comment, his opinion on the bad implications of NExT exam. Dr. Anirban Bhaumik.
Good evening. Actually, this movement, we all know, this movement against NExT, after announcement from the NMC, basically with two demands: immediate withdrawal of NExT exam from this 2019 batch, and on another is overall scrapping of this NExT exam. And we all know that due to this countrywide movement against this NExT and pressure due to this movement, NMC now deferred this NExT exam until further notice. And it's a victory of this great movement, great victory. But we all know that this in this NMC Act, NExT is mentioned in the clause number 15. So they will try to implement it. They will try to introduce it in the coming days, and we should be ready. We should be ready to fight against this further implementation. And we all know this NExT exam, not only for this 2019 batch, but for all the medical students, it's not good, because we have seen that after this announcement of NExT in the clinics, we have seen that the number of students are coming less after this announcement. So if NExT is implemented, it will drive the students more towards the coaching center, and this medical science, this clinical teaching, it's a very important part of this medical science and our learning process. So if NExT is implemented, the students rather they will go to the coaching classes instead of going to the clinics, and this will hamper ultimately in the learning. So this is very important. So ultimately, for this reason, NExT should not be implemented. And this in NExT also, this is a MCQ exam, and this passing exam should not be MCQ based. And there are also it is also a both qualifying exam also and competitive exam also. So for this reason, the further batches like 2020 and 21 batches, if NMC tries to implement this NExT as it is mentioned in the clause 15, they'll eventually try. So we should be ready. and we know that if we fight unitedly, and we will win. So we should be ready if NMC tries to implement it or introduce it in future. We should be ready for movement, and definitely will if we uh, do movements unitedly. And that's all.
Thank you, Dr. Anirban. You have played an important role, and we are expecting you will work among the Resident Doctors Association of Delhi, and you will be playing the same role in the coming days to come, and you will organize the students in thousands. Thank you, Dr. Anirban. Now, as I have said earlier, today we are having Dr. Anshuman Mitra. He is the Secretary of Medical Service Center. Medical Service Center is a socio-medical organization at the national level. They have rendered human services during the natural disasters, and they have also built up many serious series of movements against the anti-people health policies of both by the state and central government. Dr. Anshuman Mitra, as an active leader of MSC, he has also he was very much with the movement from the beginning since the introduction of the NMC bill, and he has spearheaded the movement across the nations. And he has visited many medical colleges, and he has organized students. Now the time has come. I am inviting Dr. Anshuman Mitra to this forum, to this dais, and I am just posing a question before him to answer on this point. Sir, as your organization, MSC, Medical Service Center, he is fighting for the health of these common citizens of this nation, and you are demanding health as a fundamental right. Why do you oppose NExT when the government is telling that they will produce good number of doctors, quality doctors, and in its process, ultimately the society will be benefited by this introduction of NExT? Why are you opposing such move of the government? Sir, I am expecting you will focus on this point.
Thank you, Ganeshji. The role which AIDSO has played, not only in this last 1 month, but over the last 5 years that NMC is in process, Medical Service Center and AIDSO, both we are opposing outright. Both of these organizations are opposing and fighting against NMC and against NExT uncompromisingly. This brought us together. I congratulate all the friends who, under the leadership of All India DSO, could come forward. Medical Service Center, as a socio-medical voluntary organization of the country, the only national level medical organization which really fought against NMC and could unite people from various parts. So this is a great victory, and it has very prominently come forward that the ruthless, unscientific, anti-people policies which the rulers of the country want to thrust down upon us, they cannot tell the last word. It is the people. If the people, if the students, if the doctors, they are conscious, they are educated, they understand the plight of the condition of the attack, then we can move mountains. We have moved mountains. The present authorities, since the last 5 years, before in 19 also, when the NMC was clamped, the country had been pushed into a very turmoil due to a engineered political crisis by the ruling forces, and in that period NMC was introduced. Before that, in 17, when the NMC bill was coming, when the idea was being floating, Medical Service Center as a national level body, we published in our journal Health Spectra, the attack against NMC, what the NMC is proposing. We published to the all the medicos throughout the country. We took the appeal to them, and then to the additional director Rajya Sabha Secretariat, who was taking in the suggestions, the deputations from various organizations. We found that while many other organizations, national and state level, were asking for particular changes and clauses, we brought out, you can see this chart, central government's claims on NMC and MSC's views. We brought together this in front of the fraternity, that whatever they're telling, they're not telling right. They're trying to camouflage, because the way the NMC, prior to NMC, there was this Vision 2015, which was actually blocking the entire rational approach and the scientific core of medical science. It was bringing in many things. It brought in NEET examination, as if the idea came that once you have a uniform exam system, everything outcome is uniform. We question how. If you have a factory manufacturing cars, and you have factory manufacturing jewelry, and you have factory manufacturing aeroplanes, and you have an exam at the end, and all will produce the same output, how can it be? If the factories are separate, how can the output be similar? So the entire infrastructure of the country, other than a few national centers and a few top state level centers, most of the colleges, particularly when the signboard district hospitals are coming up, and the signboard, the private sectors are also being allowed, because only 2011-12 only the previous government, they started the board of governors for MCA. MCA was there, but they started board of governors. It was a nominated body bypassing the autonomous body of MCI, and they were trying to, suddenly they halved the criteria for minimum criteria for having medical colleges. So this we are seeing, and NMC took, all those were opposed by medical service, and right from the beginning of that decade, from 11-12, right there from that moment. But NMC disregarded, the central government disregarded all the ideas, all the suggestions put forward. We had met the central health minister. We had even submitted the memorandum online and collected signatures, but they disregarded all. They bulldozed through with such anti-student, anti-science ideas. They were pushing the students more and more. All the, you have heard, our viewers, I'll tell, our students all know, but unfortunately during 17, during 19, they were unable to understand the gravity of the situation. But still we had the movement. And then we also published this scrap NMC. This became the slogan. Some other organizations I told, they were trying to amend this clause, that clause, but medical services has stood for scrap NMC. It is entire, it has to go, lock, stock and barrel, it has to go, because it is anti-science, it is anti-people. It was taking students away from the bedside. It was pushing into the coaching industry, the pre-UG coaching, pre-PG coaching, and post-PG coaching. That is what the entire education was being pushed into. And they were telling students are not clinical oriented. They left no space for the students for clinical attention, attachment, for clinical understanding. The entire push was towards passing MCQs, mugging up, cramming. Nothing towards the bedside. Bedside was not being evaluated. Bedside approach was not being evaluated. The students, unfortunately, they were unable to get the touch of the patient. Any other study, the people study books, they go in laboratory and see, but in the medical science, is the only science where you study similar to yourself. The observer and the observed, the object, both are similar. I have good ideas. Here's a good idea. I'm sad today. The patient can also be sad today. I'm very elated. Patient is also very elated. So all the variations which I have, the patient also has. And this is the most interesting part, how to elicit. The patient doesn't come with a diagnosis. It comes with a bundle of problems. So how to elicit that problem out of him, how to make them understand what really we want to communicate, what really the patient wants to tell. So this entire unraveling, the caring of a patient, the examination of patient. This is totally a new knowledge other than all other knowledges. And this is how the science of caring, science of healing evolved into the medical science in the most nascent of sciences. In the most primitive of practices, but the most nascent of sciences. This is the point we want to highlight. It's a people-oriented, it is a society-oriented, there's a multi-dimension of health. It is a socio-economic dimension, cultural dimension, political dimension, it is a nutritional dimension, it is a housing, environment, everything is linked to health. So how do I look at the patient in this multi-dimension unless I go out where we are being more pushed and pushed into the MCQs and away from the life, away from the reality, away from the problem. Violence was increasing, attacks were increasing. The students, young students, graduates were unable to understand the dynamics. They were unable to comprehend and unable to communicate with the people. This problem was increasing more and more. So on behalf of medical service, and even in 19, when ultimately they were trying to throttle and impose this NMC, NAF NMC, I think Dr. Biplab Chandra is there, National Access for America's NMC was formed. So through all this material, we pushed forward the idea that what is being done in the name of NMC is not right. And all have seen in the COVID period how the entire thing has been pushed under the carpet. And if you really want to do something good, why so hush-hush? Even the exam is coming, no one knows. It is like a state secret. What they will say, what the students will study, what the teachers will teach, even the principals, the faculties, none of them know. What is hush-hush? Even NMC doesn't know. We have understood, they don't even know. Some, I don't call any names, but they are not scientific what they were doing. They were pushing things down the throat. We reacted, we united. So the point is we have to unite more. We have to stand more for our people. Medical Service Center learns from the pioneers, from the teachers of our science and society, from the Renaissance pioneers, from the pioneers of our glorious freedom struggle, from the revolutionaries, from the pioneers of Renaissance, and from the medical pioneers, that we have to stand with the people. Like right now, entire of North India is in flood. We want to work with the people. We stand by the people. We try to stand by people in disaster, distress, and deprivation. We learn from the people. We learn from the society. We learn to become better doctors. We learn to better human beings. So this is the purpose. So that is why we are resisting NExT and NMC, lock, stock, and barrel, because it is promoting in the name of INK, Indian Knowledge System. It is promoting obscurantism. It is promoting. You have seen all sort of bullshit. There is no debate, nothing on this. Suddenly, our Hippocrates oath, which has evolved over the years, and Geneva Court has come. They suddenly scrapped it, put Charak Shapat. No Charak Shapat is practiced even in Ayurvedic. It is not there in Ayurvedic. They created a Charak Shapat, and obscurantism was promoted. They are promoting palmistry and astrology in the OPDs, but they are not able to stop diarrhea. They are not able to stop basic ARI and such diseases. When kids are dying in Muzaffarpur, they are labeling it AIDS and Lychee syndrome. There is nothing to do with it. Severe malnutrition, severe poverty. So we doctors, medical students, medicos, we have to learn to look from the point of view of the people, not from the point of view of the corporate. They are promoting corporate doctors, corporate hospitals, which will reap profit. No, medical science was created to stand by the ailing humanity. And NMC is taking people away from ailing humanity towards to become stooges of the corporate. So, Medical Service Center is in the fight for right of people to health and right of the health workers. We are in the fight to protect clinical medicine, to protect the code of rational thinking in medical science, and we will be in the fight. We have been reaching out to students, junior doctors, SRs, faculties all over the country. We are reaching out to senior doctors, retired doctors who have a say in each of the state and the national level to make them understand. Many people are still confused, but the fundamental is, does it serve the people or does it serve the corporate? Science is for the people. We are for the people. Movement will always be successful, of course be successful. We'll stand united. We have learned, people have learned, students have learned. Salute to all the great victory, but we have to go forward to further unite and get stronger. And congratulations to All India DSO, All India Committee for organizing this victory meet. Congratulations to all. Ganeshji, I've ended. I think there's some technical issue in the application center. Your lips are moving, but you are not audible.
Sorry. Saipur are getting me. We are having
Am I
Saipur
audible?
Rahman. He is from Baba Saheb Ambedkar Medical College. He is very much active in this movement. Please, Saipur, give your views, share your experiences, and please explain the implications that NExT is having on the students. Please, Saipur, start
Hello.
your giving talk.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
हाँ एक्चुअली जब हम 2019 में when we got admission into the medical college, then there were some rumors about the NExT, but we don't had any idea about the NExT since we had the very new curriculum from 2019 onwards. तो फ्रॉम द वेरी फर्स्ट ईयर हम लोगों को कोई इंटीमेशन नहीं दिया गया था कि हमारा कोई नेक्स्ट एग्ज़ाम होगा या ऐसा कोई एग्जामिनेशन होगा। थर्ड ईयर में मैंने एक स्टडी भी किया था नेक्स्ट के रिगार्डिंग कि बच्चों का क्या परसेप्शन है। तो इसके लिए हमने ऑल इंडिया मेडिकल एसोसिएशन और बहुत सारे एसोसिएशन से इंटीग्रेट करके हमने गूगल फॉर्म के थ्रू एक रिस्पॉन्सेज लिए थे बच्चों से कि कितने स्टूडेंट फाइनल ईयर के मतलब को आइडिया है नेक्स्ट के बारे में। तो वी गॉट ऑलमोस्ट 95% स्टूडेंट को कोई आइडिया ही नहीं था कि नेक्स्ट क्या चीज़ है, इसमें क्या पैटर्न होगा, कैसे एग्जामिनेशन होगा। और एकदम से जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होता है, अभी 6 महीने पहले एक नोटिस आया, फिर अभी एक नोटिस आता है। सो द स्टूडेंट्स वर सो मच स्ट्रेस, इतना ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस हो गया था कि बच्चों ने क्लास जाना छोड़ दिया था। कोचिंग इंडस्ट्री मतलब कोचिंग जाना शुरू कर दिया था, अनाटमी, बायोकेमिस्ट्री, फिजियोलॉजी इनकी क्लासेस लेनी शुरू कर दी थी। कोचिंग क्लासेस में स्पेशल फाइनल ईयर नेक्स्ट करके क्लासेस लगानी शुरू कर दी। बच्चे शाम में जा रहे थे, दौड़ रहे थे। तो दिल्ली के बच्चों को इतना टाइम नहीं था कि वो प्रोटेस्ट भी कर सके, वो चाह रहे थे प्रोटेस्ट करना। फिर हम लोगों ने प्रोटेस्ट मार्च ऑर्गेनाइज किया अपने कॉलेज में, बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर मेडिकल कॉलेज में। हमारे साथ डॉक्टर अनिर्बान सर थे, उन्होंने बहुत सपोर्ट किया हमें, हर तरह से सपोर्ट किया उन्होंने। और हम लोग का मार्च इतना अच्छा रहा, इतना अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स था उसमें। तो बस यही कहना चाहते हैं कि जो हमारी हायर अथॉरिटी है, जो एनएमसी है, वो जो भी सिस्टम इम्प्लीमेंट करती है, तो या तो वो स्टूडेंट से डायरेक्ट टू डायरेक्ट बात करे या कोई एक प्रॉपर चैनल तैयार करे कि भाई अब स्टूडेंट कितने कंफ्यूजन में रहेंगे। स्टूडेंट को पढ़ने के अलावा कोई टाइम ही नहीं मिलता है। अब पता चला उनको कंफ्यूजन इतनी ज़्यादा आ जा रही है। हमें तो अभी तक कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा था कि करना क्या है, कहाँ से शुरू करें, क्या पढ़ाई करेंगे, कैसे क्वेश्चंस होंगे, कैसे एग्जाम्स होंगे। और इनफैक्ट अभी तक हमें कुछ कंफर्मेशन नहीं है कि हमारी इंटर्नशिप के बाद नेक्स्ट हो सकता है, हमारा नीट पीजी एग्ज़ाम होगा या नहीं होगा। क्या आगे की गवर्नमेंट की क्या प्लानिंग है, वो प्लानिंग हमें बताए गवर्नमेंट, या इस तरह का कुछ क्लियर कट बताए कि हमारे बाद जो हमारे जूनियर बैच हैं अब उनकी एंजाइटी बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है कि क्या हमसे इम्प्लीमेंट होगा या नहीं होगा। क्योंकि उन्होंने ऐसा कुछ क्लियर कट नहीं बोला कि 20 बैच से होगा, उन्होंने बस ये बोला है कि आगे के लिए एक्सटेंड कर दिया गया है, अभी के लिए पोस्टपोन कर दिया गया है। तो अब हम निकल जाएंगे मान लेते हैं, तो हमारे जूनियर्स बैच का क्या होगा, उनको किस तरह से एग्जाम लिया जाएगा। और जो सिस्टम इन्होंने बताया था वो तो बिल्कुल ही अजीब सा सिस्टम है कि आप 2 बार प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम ले रहे हैं, एक बार फर्स्ट नेक्स्ट 1 के बाद प्रैक्टिकल हो ही रहा है, फिर नेक्स्ट 2 के नाम पे प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम ले रहे हैं। तो बहुत कंफ्यूजन है इसमें, बच्चे बहुत ज़्यादा परेशान हैं। ठीक है, और कंफ्यूजन इतना ज़्यादा था कि उस चक्कर में फिर पढ़ाई भी नहीं हो पाती है। तो हम या तो पढ़ लेंगे या तो इनकी कंफ्यूजन में ही रह जाएंगे। गवर्नमेंट एक प्रॉपर चैनल से बात करे, स्टूडेंट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव को हर कॉलेज से बुलाए और उनसे बात करे कि स्टूडेंट क्या चाहते हैं। एक्चुअली वो जो कुछ भी कर रहे हैं तो वो खुद ही कर रहे हैं कि भाई हम ये चाह रहे हैं, हम इम्प्लीमेंट कर दिया। आप जिससे इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हो उससे ना पूछ रहे हो ना उससे कुछ एडवाइस ले रहे हो, तो दिस इज नॉट फेयर। बस यही मेन बात यही है कि गवर्नमेंट कुछ भी इम्प्लीमेंट करती है तो वो एक पहले पूछे, एक राय ले। जैसे मैंने ही एक जो अपना रिसर्च स्टडी किया था उसमें बस एक सिंपल सा हमने कुछ 10-15 क्वेश्चंस पूछे थे कि व्हाट इज एनएमसी, व्हाट इज नेक्स्ट, है ना, कि एमसीक्यू बेस्ड अगर प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम होते हैं तो उसके क्या नुकसान होंगे, क्या फायदे होंगे। इसमें हमें इतना नेगेटिव रिस्पॉन्स आया था, और मेरे पास डेटा है अभी भी 95% के आसपास बच्चों को पता ही नहीं था कि नेक्स्ट क्या होता है, और एकदम से आप 6 मंथ इंटरवल में इसे इम्प्लीमेंट करने की बात कर रहे हैं, तो ऐसा कुछ मैच ही नहीं हो पा रहा है। बस यही एक ये है कि अभी हम लोग का आगे क्या होगा, हमारा नीट पीजी होगा, हमारा नेक्स्ट होगा, क्योंकि नेक्स्ट एग्जाम फिर 3-4 दिन तक लगातार होना है। एमसीक्यू क्वेश्चन 4 दिन तक लगातार देना हमारे लिए फिजिबल होगा या नहीं होगा, या ऐसा तो नहीं है कि नेक्स्ट एग्जाम अगर होगा तो हमारी पीजी एग्जाम को भी नेक्स्ट के साथ ही मर्ज कर दिया जाएगा और पता चला अल्टीमेटली हम नेक्स्ट ही दे रहे हो, चाहे इस साल नहीं दे रहे हैं या अगले साल दे रहे हैं। तो ये सब कंफ्यूजन गवर्नमेंट क्लियर करे, एनएमसी स्पेशली आगे आके क्लियर करे, खुद ही आके बताए। एनएमसी में खुद बैठे लोग वहाँ पे डॉक्टर हैं, इस फेज से गुजर चुके हैं, उन्हें खुद पता होगा फाइनल स्टूडेंट पे कितना लोड होता है, प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम का लोड होता है, पीजी का लोड होता है। उस लोड के बाद एक कंफ्यूजन का और हमारे सामने आ गया है। तो ये सब दिक्कतें बहुत ज़्यादा हैं। बच्चे नहीं बोल पा रहे, उन्हें कोई प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं मिल रहा बोलने का। बच्चों के पास एक सोशल मीडिया है, इंस्टाग्राम है, ट्विटर पे बहुत से बहुत लिख दे रहे हैं, उनकी सुनने वाला कोई नहीं है, कोई सुनने को तैयार नहीं हो रहा है। ठीक है, हम जाए तो जाए कहाँ, एनएमसी में किसी से मिलने नहीं दिया जाता है, उनका गेट बंद रहता है। एक बार हमने ट्राई भी किया 1-2 बार मिलने की, तो नहीं मिलने जाने दिया गया। तो ये सब कंफ्यूजन हमारे अंदर है और हर स्टूडेंट के अंदर है। ऐसा नहीं है कि ये मैं अकेला बोल रहा हूँ, आप किसी भी स्टूडेंट से बात कर लीजिए, वो यही बात आपसे बोलेगा कि अभी भी एक नोटिस तो निकाल दिया आपने कि पोस्टपोन्ड हो गया है, हमारा आगे क्या होगा, हम नीट पीजी किस तरह से देंगे, पहले वाले सिस्टम में देंगे या नए सिस्टम में हम पीजी देंगे। वो सब बात भी गवर्नमेंट क्लियर करे आगे आके। एंड दैट्स इट, बस यही था। और हमारा प्रोटेस्ट मार्च यही दिल्ली में ही हम लोगों ने ऑर्गेनाइज किया था, काफ़ी अच्छा था हमारा। वेरी मच थैंकफुल टू डॉक्टर अनिर्बान सर की बहुत हेल्प थी। और अनिर्बान सर ऐसे भी स्टूडेंट के वेलफेयर के लिए काम करते रहते हैं दिल्ली में, उनका बहुत बड़ा फील्ड है, हर मेडिकल कॉलेज में जाके बात करना, स्टूडेंट की प्रॉब्लम्स को समझना, हम लोग की प्रॉब्लम को समझना। तो आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू डॉक्टर अनिर्बान सर, एंड दैट्स ऑल। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Mr. Saiful. You have actually played an important role during the movement against NExT, and we are expecting you will be playing the same in the coming days, against the movement against NExT. Now, the time has come. I am introducing Dr. Biplab Chandra. I am inviting him. He is the secretary of NAF-NSB, National Action Forum Against NMC. Friends, since the introduction, since the idea of NMC was conceived, since its inception, the NAF NMC committee was formed during a convention at Delhi, and Dr. Biplab Chandra, he was elected there as the secretary of this forum. In fact, this forum has released a series of movements against National Medical Commission across the nation. So, during and all through the movement, he was very much active. Dr. Chandra was visiting many colleges of this country. He has led the students' movement in different parts of the state, and he is an active student leader and known physician in Calcutta. So Dr. Biplab Chandra is with us. Now I am inviting Dr. Biplab Chandra, and I am also requesting him to focus on one point, that I am posing a question before him, that sir, your organization NAF NMC, National Action Forum Against NMC, organized a series of movements when NMC bill was introduced in this nation, bill was tabled in the parliament, and you also have raised voice against NMC. Why are you now opposing NExT when the when the government is claiming that NExT is a scientific exam, a pro-student exam, it will be helpful in implementing its quality doctors across the country. So It will be producing quality doctors. The doctors' quality will be uniform across the nation, and the quality will be also more improved. Sir, please give your point. Give
Yeah,
your views on this point, please, Dr. Biplab Chandra.
thank you, Ganesh ji, the moderator of this today's discussion. My heartfelt congratulations to all, and especially the leaders of the All India Students Organization and the leaders of the Medical Service Center. It is a great victory, but we should not be complacent because we have to continue our fight. So the National Action Forum, it is a national body which was formed in the year 2019 in the month of November at New Delhi. At that time, also the two organizations like All India DSO and Medical Service Center took the historic role to scrap the anti-student, anti-people, anti-doctor policies of NMC. You know that already Dr. Angshuman Mitra told that the dismantling of MCI and formation of the NMC, it is a new body, it is completely undemocratic and nominated body. It was formed, and since 2010, when they proposed Vision 2015, then government, probably the UPA government proposed Vision 2015. That time also, all the state government of different political parties, they gave their consent to it. Not only that, IMA headquarter, IMA, you know that it is the largest platform of the doctors all over the India, did not play its desired role against NMC. Rather, they called off movement in the midway when the movement was taking momentum. And after that, in the month of November 2019, we have invited all the medicos all over the country, and 18 states participated in the convention which was held in Delhi. And through a convention, the National Action Forum was formed. And through this convention, we have thought that we have to fight against this NMC and we have to scrap the NMC. And the speakers highly condemned the NMC as it is completely bureaucratic, undemocratic. And through the introduction of the NMC, to the policy, introduction of the policy of the NMC, the central government is very much willing to promote privatization and commercialization of medical education. You all know that today we have won the movement No to Next, National Exit Test. It is a big burden, it is a disaster to the medical students, specifically 2019 batches of MBBS throughout the country. It was nightmare of them. We know that in clause 15 in the NMC, it was written that NExT will be introduced. And there are some questions arises. Why this NExT? Through a single examination, 3 categories of students will participate in a single examination. Like the undergraduate, that is the UG student, will they will sit in the next examination as the part of final MBBS examination. That is, the final MBBS examination will be replaced by next one examination. Secondly, it will be the ranking examination for the PG aspirant, postgraduate aspirant. And finally, it is the licentiate examination for the foreign medical graduate, bypassing the mandatory screening test for the FMG. So 3 categories of students and a single examination. It is completely ridiculous. How can a single exam will be regarded as both qualifying and ranking exam simultaneously? It's a big question. How it will assess the quality of the knowledge of a student by a single MCQ based exam? It is also a big question. And in next one, it has been said that 50% is the passing marks, But surprisingly, it has been seen that in NEET PG exam, the 25% of the students only get 50% of the marks. So it will be a big burden. It will be a huge burden to the medical students to crack postgraduate ranking examination through NExT 1. And for the final MBBS students, according to the previous system, only 4 major subjects like medicine, surgery, gynecology, and pediatrics. These 4 subjects can be taught in final MBBS examination, and they have to study these 4 subjects. But in NExT 1, the whole 19 subjects they have to study. So the medical students must not go to the bedside clinic to learn medicine, surgery, gynecology, and pediatrics. So it will also a great challenge to them to become a good clinician. And this extra burden of 3 examination like NExT 1, after that the practical examination, and after completion of the internship, NExT 2 examination. And already Dr. Angshuman Mitra said that there is so many dilemma, there is so many confusion, hussas everywhere. So there is no clear-cut guideline from NMC-N. So students will be in great trouble. Practical teaching will be greatly will heavily compromised. And you know that in medical curriculum, the practical training, bedside training, is the inner kernel of medical education that will totally be abolished. Every students will be engaged in coaching center to online and offline basis. So now the question arises, why this NExT? Why? Who will be benefited? Yes, only the coaching industry will be benefited, because the 19 subjects you have to compete this exam. You have to be get a rank in your PG exam. So you have to go to the coaching center, and the coaching industry will gain money. And other than that, the owner of the private medical college, they'll get easy. They will form their colleges immediately without building up infrastructure of hospital. So the owner of the private medical college will be benefited. So through formation of the NAF NMC, National Action Forum Against NMC, we fought since 2019, and now 2023. I very much thankful to All India DSO and Medical Service Center and all the well-minded people in India that they have unitedly formed this movement, and they have unsettled the settled fact that they have owned this on their fight. So we want to we want to save medical education. If we want to save medical education, we need to be united, and we need to further strengthen our movement. In our country, there is some confusion sometimes that no, the movement will not help anymore. So students should not enter into the movement. Only you go to your room, you study, and you get frustrated. No, this movement, we have seen that movement only can achieve our demand. So friends, please come up and build up nationwide movement. Don't be complacent by getting this victory, because NMC will again reintroduce NExT if we are become complacent and if we are not united. So on behalf of National Action Forum Against NMC, we again tell you that we are with you, and we are with you, and we are very much grateful if you again call us to take part in the active movement. Thanking you all the organizers.
Thank you, Dr. Biplab Chandra. Your lucid presentation and your explanation about NExT, the bad implications of NExT on the students, and how it is unscientific, how it is anti-student, how it is detrimental to the medical education. You have explained very nicely, and we are expecting you will come in your forum, Dr. NAF and MC, will play an active role in the coming days as you have played in the past. Thank you, Dr. Biplab Chandra, for receiving our invitation, and you have joined and given your views. Thank you, Dr. Biplab Chandra. Now the time has come. We have come to the last part of this convention. As I have told you earlier, we are with us Dr. Shubhankar Chatterjee. He is the All India Secretariat member of AIDSO. In fact, he was spearheading, he was taking the leadership during the entire movement. He has visited many medical colleges, many states, and he has requested, he has inspired the students to come to the streets, raise their voices, and ultimately the movement gained momentum and the government was forced to withdraw. The same for the 19 batch. And I am congratulating Dr. Shubhankar Chatterjee. Now he is with us, and he's the last speaker of this convention. So I am requesting Dr. Shubhankar Chatterjee. He will explain before the students of this country about the bad implications of NExT. Sir, now I am posing a question before you. You have to focus on this point because it will be helpful for the students. My question is, since long, AIDSO has been organizing movement against NExT since the beginning. How did you organize this movement? And in the present situation, in the present situation and in the present context of medical education, present state of medical education, what is your future planning? Please, sir, focus on this point. Dr. Shubhankar Chatterjee.
Good evening to all. I first thank Ganeshji for placing the question before me. Initially, I like to congratulate all my colleagues, my junior medical students, my senior colleagues, and all the countrymen for this great victory against the NExT exam, which was imposed forcefully on the 2019 batch in an improper way. On behalf of our organization AIDSO, we have planned for a movement, and we got tremendous response from the medical students all across the country. And in the pressure of the movement, we have seen that the government as well as the NMC were being forced to retreat. They have deferred the NExT exam until further order. But there is a question that when the time will come, they have not specified. So at this moment, we must know how the NExT exam was proposed by the government and how it come into force and what was our activity at that time. This is a very relevant question that already my previous speaker, Dr. Biplab, has explained. Then the NExT exam was quite unscientific. It is very clear that it is planned as a MCQ based exam in which the medical students in the final year has to read about 19 subjects, 6 clinical subjects along with all the paraclinical and preclinical subjects including anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, patho, micro, etc., everything. So in the final year exam, if a student has to go through all the 19 subjects and they have to face an MCQ exam, our question was how they will go to the clinical classes, because this is the most important part of their career when they are going to get training for the clinical learning. They have to learn from the patients. They have to be busy in the wards, looking to the patient's clinical signs and symptoms, taking the history of the patient, correlate with the clinical findings, the history and the investigations, and they have to know about the treatment as well, and they have to look how the treatment the patient improving. So this makes a whole concept, and by doing this, it is expected that a medical student who is a budding doctor, they will be accustomed to deal with the patient, their relatives. They will learn how to talk with a patient's relative in a distress, when they are in distress, the communication skills, everything. So by getting into touch with the real suffering human being, humanity amongst us inside our heart is also increased. But we have seen the NMC, which is the apex body now to control the medical education of our country, has absolutely blunted this part. They have planned for a MCQ exam, and we have seen that all the coaching centers, the corporate coaching industry, all across the country, they are trying to focus the students. Practically, they are entering all the colleges, hostels in online and offline mode, and they are promoting that if you don't come to us, you will not able to clear the next exam. They are creating an environment of an fear, so that the student have to go there, pay thousands of rupees to learn from them, and they mug up the MCQs. You must know that it is not the next exam is not decided suddenly. There is a long history. My friend Biplav has already told that since 2010, there is a plan to commercialize medical education. It was initially planned as a Vision 2015, which was taken in 2010. According to that plan, the NDA government, they first dismantled the long ago body, the Medical Council of India. At that time, when they dismantled Medical Council of India, they told that the body is involved in corruption. We have said at that time, when it was dismantled, our organization raised protest. We told them everywhere is corruption, including our parliament is not free from corruption. So why did you dismantle the parliament? We told that there is every law, there is police, there is judiciary. There are agencies, detective agencies are there. You can find out who is culprit and punish them so that corruption stops. But in the name of corruption, you cannot dismantle a democratic body. But they did not listen to us at that time, and they dismantled MCI, and they created National Medical Commission. From inception, the NMC bill was brought in the parliament in 2006-17, and when it was a bill, we have observed that there are many loopholes. The body was absolutely undemocratic. There was no question of any election in any part of the body. Members of the NMC were all nominated by the government. We knew by that time that when it will be implemented, they will implement the plans of the corporate world in the medical education. That is why the body of MCI was dismantled. And when NMC come into force in 2019, AIDSO launched movement throughout the country, and medicos, the medical students, doctors, everywhere, we started our protest. But at that time, you may remember, we have also formed a National Action Forum against NMC, and the movement was on the verge of a victory. By that time, the COVID epidemic came, and the long 2 years of COVID, we could not organize a solid protest, my friend. This is a very unfortunate thing which happened at our place. And during the COVID epidemic, the government took the chance and they silently implemented NMC, and we could not organize any protest because of the prevailing situation at that time. And when taking into the path, the NMC very speedily they implemented their all actions. We have seen that after implementation, the NMC initially started to change the curriculum. They first changed the curriculum to introduce a curriculum named CBME. It's called this competency-based medical education. And what did we observe? That the classes, the theoretical classes, the practical classes, all were very much reduced. The volume of syllabus is reduced quite a lot. And what we have observed at the same time, to set up a new medical college, the infrastructure required for that at the period of MCI were relaxed so much that anybody wants to open a medical college can open it without practically any adequate infrastructure. So why the NMC did so? They could well understand that in a poorly infrastructurally developed medical college, the students will learn nothing. But still, why they relax the criteria? Because it was their intention to promote the business in medical education. The medical students across the country, they know that the medical profession, there is a stability. There is no stability, my friends, in any educational lines. Only in the medical line, there is still some stability. So boys and girls who are studying in class 11 and 12, they try to get into the medical education. And they took chance of that. And they relaxed the criteria to set up medical college so that the lakhs of private medical colleges can open up. And that happened. And medical colleges opened up everywhere in private sector and in government colleges. In the rural setting, they have opened up the medical colleges with very poor infrastructure. So what is the result? The students are getting nothing. There is no labs, there is no library, there is no anatomy dissection, there is no clinical classes, and there is a fear of an exam which will be taken at the end. This is called NExT. And so from the first year, we have seen students asking us that, sir, what will we do? And we have to pass the NExT exam, so we are entering a coaching class and we are not going to the clinical classes and the lecture classes. So the college are remaining vacant and boys and girls are spending thousands of rupees to get into the coaching industry. So ultimately, what is the benefit? Is the poor countryman of our common man is getting any benefit? Will, with this system, the quality of doctors produced will be good? We said it is no. But the NMC proposed that with the NExT exam, they are going to improve the quality of medical doctors. We said how? If the medical students do not go to the clinics classes, how they will be a good doctor? How they know to pick up the clinical science? This is impossible. But they are not listening to us. They have told that they are going to make uniform standard of medical education across the country. We have said that only with the examination, uniform standard cannot be achieved. My friend, it is a reality that if you want to uniformly standardize medical education across the country like India, then you have to uniformly standardize the infrastructure of medical education. There is a vast difference with the medical infrastructure in institutes like AIMS and institutes like in rural India. There are a vast difference of infrastructure, the number of teachers, number of lecture theaters, books in the library, in the hostels, everywhere there is a difference. So if NMC wants to standardize this, this decision is very much welcome, but then they have to request the government to spend money to improve the infrastructure of the colleges. But we have seen that the budget in the medical education from the governments, both the central and the state, is gradually reducing. Then how they will improve the infrastructure adequately, uniformly? So this is a false claim that they are doing. They are telling that with this exam, we will be able to achieve a international standard like USMLE, PLAB, etc. But how? If again the question of infrastructure will come. Only reading in a coaching class, actually what happens? The uniformity will be there, that all the students are going to either prep ladder or dams or marrow like this. So everybody is going to marrow. So this is the uniform standard. So is what we are going to accept? We said on behalf of AIDSO that this is not the standard. A coaching industry cannot set up a standard for a medical education. This has to be stopped. What now? When the NMC prepared the draft resolution of the NExT exam in December 2022, we have thoroughly examined that. There was multiple problems. We don't know who have prepared this. At that time, it was written in the draft resolution that there will be an average of 3 consecutive exams on the score, and this created a huge mental burden on the examining students. Because suppose if you due to any reason, if your score at the first attempt is not good, then you have to suffer for consecutive 3 years. This was written in the first draft resolution. And on behalf of AIDSO, at that time, we have made a tremendous movement. We have gone through, we have pointed out every loopholes of the resolution. We published several documents, and we have moved all across the medical students of the country. And this has created a sensation. We have moved to the medical teachers, the senior doctors, educationists everywhere, and we have given written memorandum to NMC at that time that we are opposing due to these and these facts. We are also welcoming a reform in medical education. We know that the present system is also not free from any difficulties. There are still problems, but this step will going to ruin. And the draft resolution was been forced to change. They have withdrew when on 27th of June, May, they declared the final NExT bill in the Gazette. At that time, we have seen that they have removed the clause of average numbering, but it was introduced forcefully. And the persons sitting in the top of NMC, they are so heartless. They don't think about the medical students, what they are facing day in and day out. In a medical student who is in the final year, he or she has almost completed 6 months of training, and the remaining 6 months they instructed them to learn through 19 subjects and sit for the exam. So inhuman, how can they be? They should immediately resign from their post, we demand. So we get tremendous call from medical students. They are all afraid. They are having mental stress. They are not sleeping at all. So on behalf of AIDSO, we have launched a movement against that. And we have called for a protest week on the 1st of July. It is observed as a Doctor's Day throughout the country. We have organized protests in all the state capitals and in all institutions across the country. We appeal to the students to organize protest rallies and protest programs everywhere, and the students responded very well. Then we collected an online signature petition to the NMC with all the points we covered, and we got tremendous response. Medical students from 30 state and union territories of the country, they have signed the online petition, and we called for a Twitter storm on 5th of July, and on 6th we have seen the pressure created on the central government, and the Union Health Minister, Dr. Mansukh Mansabya, was forced at the Raipur AIMS. He told that they were going to think about retrieving the decision of implementing NExT. On 7th of July, on behalf of AIDSO, we have met the NMC officials at Delhi. We submitted our memorandum that NExT is to be immediately withdrawn. The student force all across the country is protesting it, and you cannot implement in such a way. This is absolutely irrational, and this is a tremendous mental burden on students. You have to immediately stop it. And friends, we have seen on the pressure of the movement, they have retreated for the time being. So this is a great victory of the students' movement, united movement. During the movement, we have seen many faces of our friends, colleagues, and juniors and seniors. Students, they were crying that what will happen to us if it was implemented. When we achieved victory, we look at their faces, they are bright, their smile is back on their face. They could sleep at night. The nightmare has gone. So this is a victory we have achieved, and we thank all the students who have participated in the movement. The students, doctors, parents of the students, and all other intellectuals, common man of the country, they have supported us during the movement. Without their support, only in our force, we could not achieve the demand. So we are again thankful to them. But friends, in the hour of victory, we must remind ourselves that the task is not yet fulfilled. The NExT exam still prevails, because in the Gazette of the NMC Act, in the clause 15, if you read, you will see that the provision of NExT is still there. So unless we are able to remove that clause from the NMC Act, the possibility of again implementing NExT will be there. So it is high time to unite. We have also seen that during the process of movement, when the students came all across the country in the streets, when they are protesting, there were other forces also who told the students not to go on the movement. They have even threats to the students that they should not organize protest. They should abide by the rules. There are forces, there are student organizations, there are some people around us who are threatening the students for joining the movements. But we call upon the students that we should not be afraid. If you learn from the history, during each and every protest, there are some people who are doing like this, who are traitors. Don't go by them. They will be thrown away in the dustbin of history. But friends, let us get united. Not only the problem of NExT, the medical education today in the country is facing many other problems, which also we should think about and ponder into it. We are here to be a good doctor who can serve our nation, who can feel and listen to our patients, who can have empathy on our patients. We are the healers. So to become a good doctor, we need to be a good human being as well. But there is a environment to become so. The hostels everywhere, is it not the right way they should be? The cultural environment is day to day getting degraded. There is some ragging everywhere, so it should be stopped. And there are problems that all the medical colleges, their infrastructure is very poor, so we need to improve that. Another problem is that not only in medical education, in the country we have seen that the central government has implemented National Education Policy 2020, NEP. You may know, you should read these documents. The NEP encompasses all education of our country, from the primary, secondary, college level, university, and the educations like medical education, engineering education, everywhere. And in the NEP is planned in such a way that it will promote the degradation of all kind of education and privatization, commercialization education. So medical education is not free from that. We are also in the domain of NEP. All the things which the NMC is doing right now, everything is planned in the National Education Policy 2020. As per that, everything is happening. So they are not only degrading the standard of medical education, but they are also entering the obscurantism. They are saffronizing the medical education. We have seen that the NMC has introduced the Chorak Shapath during the first year of courses without discussion with anybody. The age-old Geneva Declaration oath, which was taken by the new doctors, that's dismantled, and they have introduced the Chorak Shapath. In many other states, we have seen that in the medical college campuses, some palmistry, astrology, etc., OPDs are being carried out. So this is and MBBS interns, they have to enter into the posting of Ayush. So this is, we think, a culture of mixopathy, which will deteriorate the standard of medical education today. So on behalf of AIDSO, we also condemn these acts of NMC, and we feel that this also should be stopped. Otherwise, the standard will not be elevated. So, my friends, there is a prevailing thought in the country that nothing can be achieved with movement. But you see that there is movement everywhere. Throughout the world, if you look at the people who are oppressed, they are joining in the movements everywhere. Not in our country, but you have seen everywhere. But you need the correct direction to achieve the goal. Without a correct leadership, no movement can be achieved their demands. So during the crisis period, if they want to again implement the NExT, if they want to privatize the medical education, if they want to further reduce the standard of medical education, we have to build a platform nationwide. On behalf of AIDSO, we promise to you that we will be the frontliners. In all movements, all the students will find us. as the forerunner. But we know that all the students, all the doctors may not come to a single platform. So we need a broader platform for that. And we appeal to all the doctors and students of the country who are listening to the program to think over it and suggest that for future attacks, how we could be organized more strongly so that when NMC is planning to implement it again, suppose on the 2020 batch, we have to resist it from the very beginning. For that, we appeal all the students to get united, and our appeal will be that think over of a broader platform of students, doctors, medicos, so that we can unite very solidly so that we can resist future attacks. So with this appeal, I thank all the students, again congratulate all the students who participated in the movement for a great victory, and here I conclude with a wish that one day we will achieve health for all and standard medical education in the country, which will be free of corruption, which will be free of privatization, and everybody with a merit can go in the medical education, can come in the medical education. With this, thanks friends, long live Students' Unity, long live AIDSO. Great salute to the great leader of proletariat, Comrade Sourav Ghosh.
Thank you, Dr. Shubhankar Chatterjee. You have presented very lucidly and you have raised important concerns regarding the pathetic condition of the health sector of our nation. In fact, in this country, the health sector is passing through a serious pathetic condition. We have shortage of doctors, we have shortage of staff nurses, and we have shortages in all aspects. At the same time, the government is trying to destroy the medical course curriculum and the scientific aspects of examination. NExT is very much unscientific, and DSO, AIDSO from its AIDSO with all its might has raised voice against NExT across the nations, and students have joined, they have raised protest, and at last for the 2019 batch, NExT was withdrawn. Friends, in this hour of success, we should not be complacent. Rather, we should concentrate more on the unification of our struggle, unification of our units. We should concentrate on the students' unity. So, in this hour of crisis, we should be united. And we have seen, we have experienced, we have read in the history that many unsettled fact has been settled by the people's movement. You know the division of Bengal, the proposal to divide Bengal in the year 1905. The British design, but this design was foiled, for this design was destroyed by the peoples of this nation. So we have experiences, we have great heritage, and in this hour of crisis, I appeal to all the medical students of the nations that we should do what they would have been done, what the pioneers of medical science, what the freedom fighters of this nation would have been done had they been alive today. Thank you. I am congratulating you all again and again. I am also giving thanks to the leaders of NAF NMC, the leaders of a medical service center. They have received our invitation. They have joined and spoken in very brief manner. I congratulate you all. I am thanking you again and again. And I am appealing to all the students of the nation, please come forward. This is high time to unite, and the task is on us. It is on me and you. We have to fight it out. So we have to change the course of history. So in this hour of crisis, we will be the torchbearers. Thank you. And so again, congratulating all the fighting students, medical students of this nation. Thank you all. This convention, I think this convention will give a very important and very encouraging message to all the medical students of this nation. Thank you all. And I am declaring the convention closed here.